Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Okay, let me see who was here first. Um, hmm. Okay. Mad World. Thank you so much for being the first one here. No, there are no prizes, but you get major respect from me, I promise. And let me see who else is here. Teresa McDougall and Mary H. Hello to Letitia Williams. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Saturday or Sunday morning for people in the other time hemispheres. Joyce Anderson, Lady Metatron. I love that name, Lady Metatron. Let me see here. Joyce Yvette Davis, thank you. Brenda Lawler, BZ23, Gerda Sifran. Thank you so much. Joy, Lois, is it Lois Hall? Thank you so much. B. Martram, thank you very much. Uh, Hello to Lydia Washington and Beverly Jackson. Yes, late tonight. Yep. Tonight's the night. Everything's gonna be all right. Okay. Miranda Rios, Carlene Beckford, thank you so much for being here. Oh, you know what? I just recalled what I did not do. Let me put on some. Let me see. Did I do that or no? Or is it too late for me to do that? I just thought about something. The troll spray. I got to put some troll spray on. Let me see here. I'll do that. And then I'll do that. Okay. So if you haven't been subscribed for at least a day, at least one day, um, you may be prohibited from joining the chat. But you can listen on adoringly because I am absolutely adorable, I assure you. I am absolutely adorable. Let me see here. Anastasia Isabella is here. Sonia Johnson, Margarita Maxwell, Veronica Quick. All right. Black Anonymous. All right. Auntie Jane is here. Um, okay. African Christian Church Pastor Je- Jezreel, thank you so much for being here. Antoinette Kennedy. All right. Oh, Fancy Wolsome, thank you so much for the super chat. Hi, everyone. Just dropped in to say hello, but not saying not feeling well. We'll listen tomorrow. Oh, Fancy Wolsome, I'm sorry you're not feeling well, but thank you so much. And I hope you feel better. Um, I hope it's just something seasonal and nothing serious. So, yeah, prayers that you'll feel better. Thank you so much. Oh, and thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, and I think I should open up another channel. Another window so I can see everything that you guys can see. Let me do that. That would be smart. Yeah, that would be smart, or as I like to say, that would be so unlike me. My self deprecating humor. That would be so smart or unlike me. Okay. I made a funny. All right. All right. Right. Okay. Okay. That is better. So that way I don't miss anything like those mile markers for people who have been subscribed for a long period of time. Hello, Marshar. Thank you for being here. Brenda Gray, Veronica Quick. I think I said hello already. Annie Bullard wants to say hi to a few people. We're always glad to help out with that. Naomi Maria, Etna Terrain. Thank you for being here. Okay, so let's get to the slides. Oh my goodness, I didn't have those ready. Now that is so like me. That is so barren that I don't have them ready yet. Okay. V. Thomas, hello. Lorna Murray. Excellent. Thank you so much for being here. All right. Very good. So, something interesting happened, and that is Mr. Bill Simmons, the one who called our Duchess and our Duke grifters. This man right here, who was doing a little clout chasing by doing that. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for being here tonight. Very, very, very early for you. I'm not even going to say late. I'm going to say early. Nash Singby, thank you for being here. Thank you very much. And I do have a video to play for that later about this Bill Simmons person. But first, let's get into this. For the 12th anniversary of Suits, creator Aaron Korsh goes back to the beginning to talk about how Suits came to be and if Darby was always written in the stars. So there's actually a podcast. And you know what? I forgot the link for the podcast. I forgot to grab the link for the podcast, but there's a podcast that they are discussing Suits. So if you guys are a fan of Suits and you want to see that podcast, let me see if I can scratch it up here somehow. But yes, there is a link um, that I neglected to share with you guys. But what I'll do is I'll put it in the community tab later. But yes, there is a link for the look back at the, I guess, some of the whatever story about Suits. Okay, so let me see here. I got that. Oh, okay. I'm going to see if I can grab that link right now. My bad. My bad. I neglected to grab the link. Hmm. Oh, it's on Spotify. I'm sure some of you guys are having indifferent feelings about Spotify right now, but let me see if I can get that link. I hope this is it. All right, so I'm going to do that. And I'll put it at the top of the chat so you can always go and find it later if you like. There you go. But there it is at the top of the chat. And then just to verify, yes, that is the one. That is the one. Now, I haven't watched Suits yet. I'm embarrassed to say I haven't watched it. So I don't know who the heck Darby is, but I'm sure that that is a very important character. Um, but yeah, so there you go. There, and it's at the top of the chat. So at your leisure, feel free to check it out. Episode 24, When I Rule the World, Part 1. I don't know what that means. So, yeah, in order to maintain my credibility, I am going to have to binge watch Suits. And I will warn you guys because you may not hear from me for a couple of days because I'm probably going to be, I'm going to be like, what's his name? Um, Murdoch. Murdoch? What was his name? Alex Murdoch. Yeah, I'm gonna leave a message for you guys. This is Royal Sussex, and I'm up in it bad. I'm up in it real bad. Yeah, I'll when I leave that message for you guys, then you'll know what I mean. Or maybe I'll do it coded. I'll say, "This is Alex Murdoch, and I'm up in it bad. I'm up in it real bad. Hello, this is Alex Murdoch, and I'm up in it bad. I'm up in it real bad." We never did figure out what up in it real bad means, but if you mean that you have, destroyed your own family, oh, I hate to say it. I don't want to speak ill of anybody, but what a wacky family, huh? And I even told someone, I said, I think the most innocent person in that whole family was the wife. And somebody told me they were, or was it one of you guys in the Sussex squad was like, huh, huh, huh. This is Alex Murdoch, and I'm up in it bad. I'm up in it real bad. Alex, I sunburn easy Murdoch. What a character. You know, if he didn't exist, somebody would have to make him up. What's that? Dolores Williams says, I have already started seeing Suits. It's a good show. That's what I heard. I need to be on it, don't I? Yeah, I got to catch up with Suits so that way I'll have credibility. How could I be a real fan of the Sussexes of Princess Meghan if I haven't watched Suits? Hello, VS speaks royally. This is Royal Sussex, and I'm up in it real bad. I'm up in it real bad. Hello, hello. This is Alex Murdoch, and I'm up in it bad. I'm up in it real bad. That's what you say when you've gunned down people. I'm up in it real bad. Huh, all right. So, right here, 12 years ago today, we met the best closer in New York in the Suits series premiere. All seasons of Suits are streaming now on Peacock or also on Netflix. So, Netflix has been streaming Suits for, I think, a week now. And it seems to. Oh, by the way, is Suits number one for the week on Netflix? I know that they were three, and then they were number two. So I'm wondering, you guys, if anybody can help me. Are they the number one search on, or the number one view? Is it on Netflix? I'd be curious to know. Because as you know, I'm up in it bad. I'm up in it real bad. So, right here, R.S. Locke, also known as Royal Suitor, people who have worked with the pair say Archwell was undermined by their inexperience as producers and trouble finding material consistent with their brand, as well as problems beyond their control, including the retrenchment in their entertainment and podcasting biz. Retrenchment. I'm not sure what that means, including retrench. Okay, but anyway, and I guess the whole point of it is that the Sussexes may have been undermined by some very inexperienced people. You know, one of the things that a person can, well, not a person, but an organization can do is to take some very talented people and then undermine their efforts. Oh, thank you all, Lydia and Karen M. Thank you very much for that. Now, it was number two the other day, so maybe something has kind of pushed them back a couple of paces. But I know the other day, Suits was number two for the week. So maybe they got to that number one spot and then they weren't anymore, but maybe they only got as far as two. But either way, Suits has been a big hit. And as you know, the other day, I showed you those messages from some young men who had never seen Suits before. And one of them was like, huh, I see why Harry left his family. Huh, right? Now I see why Harry left his family. Yeah, once he had a chance to get acquainted with our Duchess, there was no going back. So, what was that song? Hi, Harry. Once you go black, you never go back. You guys remember that singer, the one that sang that song, Once You Go Black, You Never Go Back? So, as you can see right here, for the top 10 shows in the US today, Suits was in the number two position. I knew I had that somewhere. Once you go black, you never go back. Way, hey, Harry, once you go black, you never go back. I love the part of the song where she references the the queen. Oh man, let me see. Watching Suits, I see why Willie attacked Harry. Well, let me see. Where was that photo from the other day? Let me see if I can find it. Was it yesterday? Once you go black, you never go back. Hey, Harry, once you go black, you never go back. I wish I knew the words to the song instead of just repeating the same thing over and over again. But it was funny. Okay. Okay, where is it? Oh, there it is right there. See there? Now, some people saw this photo on the Twitter and wasn't sure, but come on, that is William. That is William trying to get a little peek because he's jealous. That is clearly William, very jealous of Harry. I don't know what he had on his mind, but as you can see, uh, William has had in the past a bit of an eye for the Duchess of Sussex and was jealous, I believe, that Harry was able to meet and marry the girl of his dreams, whereas William, well, I guess he'll just have to make do with old jazz hands, just jazzing around and hand jiving and jazzy hands and bottom grabbing and all that kind of stuff. And then of course, if she's not doing all that, then the other set point is just grinning and grinning and more grinning and grinning, a little more jazz hand, and then and back to the grinning. Oh well, I guess you can't help who you fall in love with, or should I say, who was willing to give you a go, because none of the aristocratic women wanted William. They say William had broke up with Kate to send a signal to the rest of the aristocracy that that he was available. And the only problem is nobody was interested because nobody wanted to marry into that wacky family. Okay. All right. So let's get back over here. And this continues from that. It says, when they struck the deal with Netflix and Spotify in 2020, streaming service were booming and executives were rushing to secure content and feed consumer demand at any cost. The Sussexes joined Barack Obama, Nobel Peace Prize laureate Malala Yousafzai, and others who fielded officers, listen to me, officers, offers in Hollywood's, okay, let me try that again, who fielded offers in Hollywood. Why do I keep saying officers? Sorry. You'll think I've been in trouble before. Who fielded offers in Hollywood with few guidelines on what would come next. So let me explain how I see that. The uh, podcasting companies, the podcasting industry wanted big names. Spotify wanted the Sussex brand, but it appears as though they were neglectful when it came to the content. In other words, the producers that were assigned to the Sussexes for the Netflix were not very well qualified. Okay. Now, how much input Harry and Meghan had upon choosing the proper talent for their um, podcast. I don't know. We don't know what the language of the contract dictates. And so, based on the language of the contract, that is how we would know whether or not Harry and Meghan were able to select their own producers or if they were trusting Spotify to handle that part of it. You see, when somebody gives you a big fat multi-million dollar check, but yet you don't lose all of the, say with your brand. In other words, the production rights, I believe, still belongs to Archwell. So, yes, they may have been too trusting of Spotify, or perhaps the business model changed. We don't know. A lot of it is probably dictated by the language of the contract, which, of course, the public has not been privy to. We may never know how much they made. People have speculated $20 million. We may never know. We don't know if they have been bought out, if they quit. We don't know. We will never know. I hope nobody leaks that information. But for now, it is on a need to know basis. And when I say need to know, that means only the Sussex's lawyers and the lawyers at Spotify are privileged to that, and probably whoever's, whatever. But I'm sure that the language of the contract is something that was going to protect the interests of the Sussexes or the Archwell production, right? All right. So, along with that, the pandemic bolstered the streaming audience. People had more time to do stuff, right? With subscribers stuck at home, but also interrupted production for projects in their early stages of development, including some of the Sussex's work. Today's streaming boom times have given way to an era of slower growth and unpredictability. Both Netflix and Spotify have cut shows and movies to trim costs, but have been underwhelmed by the lack of productivity by the Sussexes, people familiar with their perspectives say. So, again, they were not really given the support, according to some people, that they needed to put out the type of material necessary or that they agreed upon or that they found, part of their brand. So if they're cutting costs, then they don't have the best production people, I'm sure. But whatever the price, the situation, the problem was, this much we know for sure. Spotify wanted big names. Those big names that they signed up was not only, and this is my opinion, was not only about what they produced, it was about the fact that they had you under contract and some other streaming service did not have you under contract. You get me? They wanted the name Obama. They wanted the name Yusuf. They wanted the name Sussex so that it would bring interest to their product, Spotify. So if that's the case, everybody got what they wanted, nobody got hurt. We really don't know what the true expectations were. These parting of the Sussexes was amicable, right? And agreed upon. Full stop. And all of the other stuff that we're hearing is just speculation and it's just a bunch of gossip. So, as usual, I am going to wait to hear from the Sussexes. So, I'm going to take a look at some of your comments. I see there's a lot of stuff here. Ooh, okay. A scene from Suits. Willie had to wipe the sweat off his bald head. Oh man. Nash wants to say hi to a few people. Naomi Maria says, Baron, the what is that? The SM Derangers are saying Meghan was after Willie, but oh yeah, Naomi Maria, I don't put much into that. Of course they say that. I've seen that before, but yeah, I don't put any stock in that. Nobody was after William. Do you hear me? Nobody. Not even Kate. She was pushed into him by her parents, by her mother, the stage mother. Beverly McCaskill's. Oh, that is for someone else. Sorry about that. Oh, oh, okay, that's for someone else. And let's see, Spotify needs to pay to play. WME is running things, and they don't like that. Yeah, I think Spotify just wanted the Sussex name. Nissigate says, Baron, I was heartbroken yesterday about the backlash against Haley Bailey and had canceled my paid subscription of an Asian drama platform. If they can't watch my kind, why should I? Oh, Nissigate, I actually have some information about that later. As you know, I have been doing updates about the success of the mermaids. So I'm going to come back to that later because, yes, but when it comes to Black characters in Hollywood movies, and in particular, when it comes to Black characters in anything, movies, when they go to Asia, they don't do very well. They just don't do very well. There is a particular brand of racism that we have seen in some of the countries in Asia that is so disturbing. And even during the pandemic, as you know, China, the Chinese government, I'm not blaming the government, but there were people in China that were quite brutal with some of the African expats that were living in China. So that was, and we all know what happened with people of African descent, even in Ukraine, where they were being particularly prejudiced at a time when war was breaking out. So this is a theme that seems to follow people of African descent all over the world. And I am very, very disappointed and, dare I say, a bit angry in some cases about how that racism against blacks or people of African American descent, you know, in these big Hollywood blockbuster movies, and there's so much pushback. I am very surprised. I am very surprised that the Mermaid movie was even made because Disney depends upon those foreign markets. I mean, it's a big market share. I can't blame them. But for whatever reason, they took a chance and it has been paying off hugely. So let me see. Lorna Williams says Spotify tried to sign up a lot of big names to exclusive contracts to expand their app on various media platforms. For example, some smart TVs don't have Spotify preload, but have Netflix, Amazon, and YouTube. Yeah, you know what? I don't think my television has Spotify. But yeah, Lorna, you're right. They were trying to get those names on board, and if for no other reason but to bring interest to Spotify, that may have been a huge part of these deals that they made. But you know, it was boom time during the pandemic, and then as the pandemic seemed to go away, then you know even Netflix with all of their subscribers took a loss. Netflix had to evaluate some things because, on the one hand, they signed up millions of new subscribers, but on the other hand, once people went back to work, then they lost a lot. Expat Life says, I believe Harry and Meghan Spotify, just like Michelle Obama was Spotify's only wants exclusive deals. I believe Meghan wants her podcast on other streaming services. Yeah, if they're not going to invest properly into the Sussex brand, then the Sussexes don't need to be there because we don't need Spotify to cheapen the brand, right? It's a good brand. And given the, okay, if we were not able to say that Meghan was the one who toppled Joe Rogan from his 3-year stint as the ruler of all Spotify, but Meghan took him out in what, one or two shows? And then after that, you know, the Archetypes was soaring high above everything else for weeks. So we know that the brand or the quality of the Archetypes is top drawer, even if they did have producers that were substandard. It was top drawer. So if things were not working out, how could you possibly want to blame the Sussexes? And if you want them to sit around and talk all day like Joe Rogan, that's not going to happen. That's how you cheapen a brand, is by having someone do something that may not necessarily be their strong suit. Joe Rogan can sit around and talk all day because he talks about conspiracies and other nonsense. But that's not who the Sussexes are. So they're not a day-to-day thing like a Joe Rogan, or even, well, let's say any of them. That's not who they are. They're not equipped for that. Lottie, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Saturday to you. And Carolita Simone, thank you for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Saturday to you both. Thank you very much. It's kind of dry in here. Let me see. Sharon Marcia Lawrence Hunter says, I can't believe it means season 5 already. I think I need a life. Is really good. And once you start, seems like you can't stop. And I can't believe I watched 5 seasons in 10 days. Need to get to need to get from my sleep. Thank you so much, Sharon, for sharing that. So as you can see, some people watching the Suits are sailing right through it. So nobody has an excuse to not watch. Did everyone read the article from Liz Garb? Is it Garber? She is someone who got to know the Sussexes and who they are, and was a very and it, I'm sorry, it was a very good read. I did read that, and it was very interesting. I believe it was in the Los Angeles Times. I was actually thinking about making a short video, one of my short videos based on that. So watch this space. I will probably do that in the next couple of days. So if you don't get a chance to read it, then perhaps you can watch my video when I put it out there. So thank you very much. Hey, Big Mama. They blame the Sussexes for everything. If the wind changes direction, it's because the Sussexes peeped out the window. That is so true. That is so true. Always blame the Sussexes. That way you can make sure that people actually are listening to what's being said, because after all, with them being the most relevant, the most popular, royals in the world or just the most popular couple in the world, then of course people are going to pay attention. So, anyway, this is that little piece of work. I did say piece of work, right? This is that little piece of work, Bill Simmons. Now, Bill Simmons has taken over an executive position at the Spotify, and I think he has a podcast, right? Does he have a podcast? Anyway, in order to get people to pay attention to him, he has referred to the Sussexes as grifters. Can you believe that? Two of the kindest, the most honest, hardworking people anywhere, and he has called them grifters. The nerves. Well, someone actually cornered him while he was out and about, and you got to see this to believe it. Okay, let me see. Here we go.
Hi, Bill. How you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm on a call. Can I talk?
Bill, quick question.
No, I'm not talking.
Bill, quick question.
I don't know.
Look,
I'm in my work parking lot.
what happened on that podcast, Bill? It's a public lot.
Okay.
What happened on that podcast
I'm on a
with
call.
Prince Harry?
I'm on a business call right now. I cannot talk.
All right.
Sorry.
Is there anything you can say? Any comments?
I can't. I'm on a call.
All right.
I'm talking to 5 people right now.
All right. No comments, Bill? Nothing?
Sorry.
All right. Hi, Bill. Hi, Bill. How you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm on a call. Can I talk?
Bill, quick question.
No, I'm not talking.
Bill, quick question.
I don't know.
Look,
I'm in my work parking lot.
what happened on that podcast, Bill? It's a public lot.
Okay.
What happened on that podcast
I'm on a
with Prince
call.
Harry?
I'm on a business call right now. I cannot talk.
All right.
Sorry.
Is there anything you can say? Any comments?
I'm on a call.
All right.
Okay, so he don't have so much to say all of a sudden. He don't have so much to say. I thought he wanted to scream to the top of the world his disdain for the Sussexes or the accusation that they are a couple of grifters. So when given an opportunity to express himself, all of a sudden he's on a business call. He can't talk. Huh. Oh, okay. So Lydia says someone told him to be quiet. His comment made the brand look bad. Yeah, you know, and that is something to be said, Lydia. If you're trying to attract talent to your platform, to the Spotify platform, you don't make friends by yelling out to people or tweeting or however he did it, calling someone who works there grifters. I mean, I still cannot get past how irresponsible and how ignorant that was. I did not notice that. Let me take another look. All right, I got to see this.
5 people right now.
All right. No comments, Bill? Nothing?
Sorry.
All right. Hi, Bill. How you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm on a call. Can I talk?
Bill, quick question.
No, I'm not talking.
Bill, quick question.
I don't know.
Look,
I'm in my work parking lot.
I'm in my work parking lot. What a brave man he is. I'm in my work parking lot. I'm not talking. I'm not talking. I'm in my work parking lot. Rohini says, I feel like Billy's job may be on the line. Him mouthing off like that was not professional. What a douche. Why are all the Harry and Meghan haters so douchey? Now, that's a good question. Oh, Man, thank you, Rohini. Thank you for your comment. Let me see. I guess he heard from the Sussex's lawyer. He must have heard from somebody. All of a sudden, he ain't so brave anymore, is he? He has so much to say. Let me see. What a punk, Bill Simmons, running like a real something else. Uh, Let me see. Mad World says he was talking big and bad behind the keyboard, but is running scared. He is running scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Judith Reynolds, surely it had something to do with the Sussexes. They blame them for everything else. Oh no, Elaine Parker, I'm so sorry I kept you up so late or woke you up or something. Thank you so much for being here with us. Good night, Elaine Parker. See you tomorrow. All right. And let's give Elaine a little applause on her way out. She has been working so hard. All right. Are we ready? Here we go. All right. Thank you so much, Elaine Parker. Yep. You're the best. You're the Tower of Pizza. You're the best. You're the Mona Lisa. Do I know that song or not? I'm not sure. Let me see. All right. Yeah. Angela B. Smith, there's been a lot of that going on. Some people are just like, oh, Spotify, you done messed up now. You done messed up. You done messed up. Bill Simmons, head of podcast innovation and monetization at Spotify, added insult to injury by calling the couple effing grifters during his own podcast. Well, he doesn't make friends, does he? Oh, well, that's what he said. Now he's running like a little scared little punk running to the elevator. I'm on a call. I'm on a call. I'm on a business call. And let's not forget, Megan's podcast was the most watched and brought in more subscribers than any other. I told myself I wasn't going to cuss. Bill, whatever your name is, go suck an egg. Yes, the Archetypes actually bumped their subscribers, paid subscribers. And that's the thing. Now, you guys know, thanks to the many fundraisers that we have had as a Sussex squad, we always put our money where our mouths are. We always do things with intent, our intentions. And of course, when so many of us heard about the Spotify and we all knew that we were going to watch the Meghan uh, Archetypes, a lot of people didn't just sign up to Spotify. Some of you guys actually had paid subscriptions. So I suppose that with someone like this loose cannon running around, running his mouth, it's no surprise that you keep seeing people say, "Oh, I canceled. Oh, I canceled." So they got what they asked for. So for those of you that are no longer with Spotify, you have to vote your conscience. I don't always complain to a merchant when I'm not pleased. I just don't go back to that store anymore. Let me see. They forgot that Meghan had over 3 million followers when she had the TIG. And those people, plus more of us, got on Spotify when we heard about them going there. Losers. Yep. There you go. There you go. What a dump. If I can quote Miss Betty Davis, what a dump. What a dump. So now Spotify has become quite the dump. Oh well, big mistake. Big mistake. So, Airbnb, Prince William wants to spend time in Welsh B&B and holiday rentals rather than royal residences. Prince William wants to walk the walk by using holiday rentals when in Wales. William will also outline 5-year project to help the homeless in Britain. Uh-oh, there goes that number 5 again. Because you guys remember, Kate had 5 questions about the early years, and it took her 10 years to come up with 5 questions. So if he's going to have 5 points, that may take him about 10 years. By then, a lot of the homeless people, well, they're going to have, even more people to compete with or something. But um, it, all I can say is, do you guys remember when they had a war on crime? Crime got worse. There was a war on poverty. Poverty got worse. A war on drugs. Drugs got worse. Anytime you go to war about something, things get worse. And so William is going to have a war on affordable housing and homelessness. Oh well, things about to get worse. I mean, I hope they get better, but it's like it distracts from things that could really help. And plus, this is going to become very political very fast. And if there's anything that can cause problems for the royal family, that is being too political. So, if they're going to be political, dealing with the issue of homelessness, William may find himself in trouble because a lot of people in the government are landlords, and that's why they don't build decent, affordable housing in the United Kingdom because there's so many people within the House of Lords and such that are landlords themselves, and they don't want you to have a variety. They don't want you to have choices. They want the housing market as limited as possible so that they can keep jacking up the price of everything. Rental prices are outrageous, and they're the ones making the money. So they have no desire to see homelessness go away. And William may find out the hard way that he is playing with fire. Sources close to William, who had discussed his campaign with senior politicians from all parties, described it as a major intervention. They say William, who has homes in Kensington Palace, Windsor, and Norfolk, want to walk the walk by using rentals when in Wales. However, his plan may be controversial. A report last year by the Welsh Parliament pointed out a link between holiday home ownerships and high house prices. It added there are concerns high numbers of second homes and short-term lets affect community sustainability as locals move away due to the lack of affordable housing. Towns and villages risk becoming increasingly empty outside of holiday season. This can result in the closure of local services. So, in other words, William wants to seem more like everybody else. So instead of staying at a royal residence, he's going to leave a royal residence vacant and go and stay at an Airbnb as though he's like everybody else. But if he does that, he's helping to feed into a problem, and that is the more Airbnbs you have in the marketplace, the less affordable housing it is for the same people that you want to help with the homeless crisis. When I tell you, and I'm sorry, Harry, if you're listening, I hope you're not. When I tell you that William is one of the dumbest people this side of of a pumpkin patch. I'm telling you, he's not that bright. Why would you promote the idea of using rental housing in a market that already has a shortage of affordable homes for families and other working class people? That is irresponsible. How stupid can you be? How stupid can you be? I mean, one of the just dumb. How are you helping by promoting by let me tell you guys something. I do not like Airbnb. I do not. The reason I don't like it is because it shrinks the housing market. There are not enough affordable homes in most industrialized nations in the Western Hemisphere. Not nearly enough. And William wants to promote the idea of more people using those short term leases and overnight stays. This is why there's barely anybody living in Venice these days. The Venetians are being run out of the city. Their homes are being turned into yet another gift shop or an Airbnb. How is this helpful? How is this helpful? And then look at this. Imagine growing up knowing you'll be prince of a foreign country. Then imagine the arrogance required to not bother learning its language. William, dummy. And look at this. Prince and Princess of Wales neglect to bring something for their keening season visit food bank in Windsor earlier this morning. Empty hands. They go to a food bank with no money, with no food. They spent 55 minutes, took a ton of photos, and did not bring any food. Dumb. And look at this. Prince William and Kate popularity plunges after Spare. This is why they're doing that. And by the way, you guys, take a look at the telegraph up there. That's going to be important very soon, but just take a look at the symbol for telegraph. I'll get back to that. So, and then look at what happened with Charles. Remember when Charles went to, when he went to the, what do you call it, to Wales, and then he ended up doing that Charles Nelson Riley face because they ran him away. They don't want the royals in Wales. The Welsh people want their independence. So Wales doesn't need a prince. They are not interested in William. And then, of course, what this all really gets down to is that William wants to be someplace where he felt understood, and that is sleeping rough with a black man. As we all know, Prince William made friends with a black man and slept rough with him on the streets of London. It says right there, when William was accused of being racist, he said, Prince William reminds us that he once slept rough with a black man, and that should prove he's not a racist. Seyi Abarkan has known Prince William for more than 10 years and once slept rough with him. And once slept rough with him. He speaks about their endearing friendship. Well, he's a black man, and they slept rough. So William slept rough with a black man on the streets of London. And I think that all of this is a roundabout way so that he can find himself back into the arms of that black man, sleeping rough in London. Because he's black and they slept rough on the streets of London. William Let me see. William, can I tell you about my pulled pork sandwich? Wales once slept rough with a black man. Now, I just mentioned the Telegraph. Take a look at that. The Telegraph has been using this symbol to promote their rag. Why would designers possibly need to be educated in design history? The Telegraph breaking news logo. No, this isn't a parody. If you look at this, it does remind you of the Nazis. It reminds you of Hitler. And somehow, some dummy thought it was a good idea to use this symbol to promote the paper. Duh. But when you think about the tabloids, let us be reminded that Lord Rothermere, the grandfather, should I say, was he the grandfather or was he the father of Lord Nappyhead? Well, if you remember, the Daily Mail and Adolf Hitler were the best of buddies. The royal family, William is in cahoots with Rothermere. Somebody had tweeted this, whose great grandson he's the great grandson of the guy who was pictured below. Please, let's speak fact and stop gaslighting the Sussexes. So William seems to be making friends with the worst sorts. I slept rough with several black men more than once for each. Let me tell you. Thank you, Sean. But was it on the streets of London? That's what I have to ask you. Was it on the streets of London? Because I think if it's not on the streets of London, then it loses the effect, right? Sean, ask yourself how many black men are there in Wales, though, right? Right? So they say scumbag rag founded by man who called Hitler Adolf the Great. And I actually found this on the Google. When I Googled, I was looking for some photos to share of Lord Nappyhead's ancestor with Adolf Hitler and found this on the Twitter. I was like, wow. B. Martrim, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And then there's this spot of bother. What is going on with this? Um, oh, somebody's getting rather handsy with the hindquarters. People cannot stop talking about that little move of Kate's. Look at there. Little pat on the bottom. William seems to be rather embarrassed and uncomfortable all at the same time. Don't know what that's about, you guys, but I know that people keep talking about it on the Twitter. And you guys know this is not the first time or the second time, and maybe the third or fourth time that Kate has been out in public and decided to palm his bottom. Is there anything that they want to tell us? Is there something they're trying to tell us? I'm just asking for a friend because I feel like there is a pulled pork sandwich somewhere and nobody wants to talk about it. So if there's anybody who has any information about a pulled pork sandwich, please report to the customer service desk. Now that you mention it, it was London, Scotland, Ireland, Westminster Abbey, Eaton Hall. It's all a blue. All right. Well, thank you, Sean. Thank you so much for that update. I'm glad somebody's getting something because the show ain't me. But thank you so much, Sean. Keeping ourselves busy, are we? Oh man. Okay, so the Royal Palace bid to improve diversity of visitors with inclusive new advert. They are looking for a same-sex, non-white couple will star in a new advert aimed at bringing a more diverse crowd of visitors to royal tourist sites. Historic royal palaces is making a promo video for one of the regal buildings in London. Now let me see. Let me get this straight. Do you mean to tell me that the royal family wants to promote visiting the royal residence by featuring someone who represents diversity, like a non-white will star? Well, a same-sex non-white will star in a new advert aimed at bringing more diverse crowds and of visitors. Well, I don't think that the Duchess of Sussex was actually everything that they were looking for. But let's face it, the Duchess of Sussex is an example of diversity. And so, are we trying to, is the word placate? Are we trying to placate or play up the idea of inclusiveness where the royal family is concerned? Like, since we don't have a person of color on the balcony, why don't we have an ad campaign to remind people how much we love black people, how we love people of color, how we love to promote diversity, even though we ran the Sussexes out of town? Judy says, thanks for making me laugh. You're appreciated. Thank you, Judy. Thank you so much. And thank you always for watching Royal Sussex. Glad you're here tonight. So, actors and performers, male parents, male 40 to 45 years old. So, I guess they're looking for a gay couple of men, one of two same sex partners visiting Royal Palace for a 15-second silent advert. Ethnicity, Asian. Ethnically ambiguous. Now that sounds a lot like the Duchess of Sussex. Multiracial, uh, Duchess of Sussex. South Asian, Indian, Southeast Asian, Pacific Islander. Well, I mean, like I said, ethnically ambiguous. So it's just odd that they're in such a hurry to want to promote diversity when it comes to, oh, you know what? I just answered my own question. I just answered it myself. They want visitors. Maybe that's what it is that Meghan was supposed to visit but not stay. Aha. Aha. Now I'm picking up what they're putting down. You are a guest. You are never to be considered family here. That's what they're trying to say. Oh, Judy Muscated, thank you so much for the super sticker. Greatly appreciated. So yes, that's what they're trying to say is you are only here temporarily. We never meant for you to stay in the first place. Now, I was at Kensington Palace and I snapped this photo myself. If they tell you that there are no black people there at Kensington Palace, let me tell you something. There is. If you go to that great hallway, that great staircase or whatever, if you know where to look, you will find that there is a person of color that makes up part of the mural in the Kensington Palace. This is my own photo. And you know how it is when you black, you go someplace, you be like, what up, bruh? What up, bruh? Well, when I saw a black person, even if though it was a painting, I had to acknowledge the presence because Lord knows there wasn't much. So I had to acknowledge his presence. This is about as black as it got. After that, unless there was a mirror, I didn't see another black person there. And speaking of Kensington Palace, just to remind you guys, there is Nottingham Cottage. And no, it's not that entire collection of buildings. There it is right there. Harry's cottage, that little red square, Diana's apartment, and of course, there was Will and Kate's. When it comes to how close proximity he was to the Cambridges, not very close at all. I mean, yes, they were on the grounds of the palace, but it wasn't like Harry could just go next door and there was Will and Kate. Here's another view. Nottingham Cottage. Eugenie and Jack, I guess they were staying there. And then again, the largest of all of the residents at Kensington Palace, that was Will and Kate's, the largest. That was Princess Margaret's old apartment one. So, just a little reference in case anybody has never seen it or just in case you've forgotten. That is the little cottage that Harry lived in right there. In the servants' quarters, while Will and Kate lived high on the hog over there on the other side. Now, I mentioned I was going to say more about the Little Mermaid, and here you go. Racists were obsessed with the Little Mermaid in Asian markets, but now they're silent as it dominates Japan's box office, world's third largest market. Uh, was it TLM? Has been the Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid has been number one film for weeks, recently beating out newer films Spider Man, ATSV, and the Flash. The Little Mermaid wins. So, in spite of the fact that there has been this very twisted, racist campaign against this movie, it is doing extremely well. Maybe not in China and South Korea. They got some catching up to do. But in other markets, including the Philippines, as we discussed yesterday, and also in Japan, Little Mermaid is doing extremely well. So I am very glad for that. Um, Here are some of those images from the Philippines. The movie is doing extremely well in the Philippines. Let's see, Scorpio 21. I'm convinced Kate lives in a loveless marriage. Thank you for the super chat. I am convinced of that as well. Um, it does seem to be rather, shall we say, frigid between the prince and princess. Sheila Watson says, I've spent more time searching for Royal Sussex than watching it. Therefore, after my next payment, I will be unsubscribing. It has been a pleasure chatting with you all. Baron, keep up the good work. Well, thank you so much, Sheila Watson. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And happy Saturday to you. All right. So, got this last one. Actually, let me see. Is this the last one? Not quite. But the evil is unmaskable. Abolish the monarchy. It does not. It's not difficult to find images of the queen consort. I'm telling you, this is a very wicked individual, and somehow that wickedness is just pouring through those fissures, through those very deep cut. Let me stop. Let me stop. Oof, oof, ooh, ooh, who let the. Okay, let me stop. Denise Dublin, thank you so much for the super super, 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 super sticker. Thank you very much for that. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex, and many happy returns of the day. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. And then, did I have one more? Yes, there's this one. Omen Scobie even had to get in on this one right here. Take a look. I'm guessing fact checking isn't a thing in Cuckoo Land. This site is nothing more than a bogus middleman service offering booking ops with every public figure out there, including Kate, who doesn't do paid speaking engagements. Well, you know what, Omid? It goes a little deeper than that. Kate doesn't speak. Kate mumbles, but she doesn't speak. So that's how I knew that this was fake. Now, if it would have said Kate Middleton mumbling, Kate Middleton mumbling and booking information, then I'd have been like, oh, I wonder if she does birthday parties. But when it said speaker, then that's when I knew that something dodgy was going on. And I guess Omen is replying to Angela Levin, who says, I've just been sent this worth a read. I thought she had quite a royal quit a royal family a while back, and that her fee for an ex royal sounds a bit pricey. So I don't even know what that means, but if you see anything that says Kate is being hired to speak to people, then assume that it's not accurate. Okay, let's just assume that it's not a thing. Let's assume that it is a major hoax. uh, Kate doesn't Kate doesn't speak for free. How in the world is she going to get a paid speaking engagement? Okay, okay. If she doesn't speak for free, we certainly cannot depend upon her to do any paid speaking engagements. So, and of course, as you know, we have reached out to Kensington Palace for comment.
Well, obviously, it'd be. I would love to have met her, and she's obviously she's an inspirational woman to look up to. Obviously, on to this day, and going forward and things. It is. It's a wonderful family. The members who I've met have achieved a lot, and very inspirational. So, yeah, I do.
Well, there you have it. You heard it straight from the princess's mouth. Is that she actually? What did she say? Because I didn't necessarily understand what she was saying, but I think she said something to the. Actually, I don't know what she said. But anyway, so, and with that, you guys, thank you so much. That is it for Royal Sussex today. It has been a pleasure. Thank you all moderators for keeping this a safe space. And also thank you all for your generous contributions to Royal Sussex. Always appreciate it. And thank you for supporting all of these Sussex friendly platforms. As a matter of fact, you guys, Special K Talks is going to be on tomorrow. Let me get that link. Oh boy, it is always a treat to have her on. And I saw the where is it? Where is it? Oh man, let me find it. Let me find it. Always a pleasure. Oh, where is it? I saw it earlier, you guys, and now I don't see it. But you, um, Duchess of, oh gosh, what? Okay, okay, okay. Help me out, somebody, because I always have a problem. Special K rebranded her channel, and now I can't think of the name. I can't think of the name, but I want to put the link because I want you guys to watch it tomorrow. So, oh man, help me out, you guys. I don't remember the link, but she has been on a roll lately, coming on week after week. And if we want her to keep showing up, we have to encourage her by showing up ourselves. So, anyway, I don't see the link, and I believe she's scheduled for tomorrow. Man, I'm frustrated. Uh, Cher Brown, thank you so much for the super sticker. And Valerie Sedeno, thank you so much. Oh, you're quite welcome. Thank you for being here. Valerie says, thanks for the laughter. You are quite welcome. Thank you so much. Let it be medicine for the soul. Thank you all. I really, really do appreciate the support. Oh, you found it? Duchess of Advocacy. Thank you. Thank you, Church Nelly. I'm going to pin this to the top of the chat. Thank you, Church Nelly. Oh, and Lydia, you have it too. Okay, thank you. Let me see. I'm going to post that to the top of the chat. Please click on that link and subscribe. Go ahead and hit the bell icon so you will be notified that she's coming on tomorrow. Sussex Talk, Harry and Meghan, Battle of the Toxic Press. That comes on tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central. So I guess that's 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I will be there if I come to in time. So please, please, please. She's amazing, and you guys are gonna love it. So make sure you click on that link. And also tomorrow is Sunday, so Ivy is on, and so is the Lady Sussex. All right. So I will see you guys in one or possibly all of those chats tomorrow. Okay. Thank you all very much. Love you guys. And with that, I am going to look for the last word of the day. I'm going to look for the last word of the day. All right. There we go. Miranda Rios says, good night, everyone. Bless you all. That is perfect. And thank you to our queens for those amazing children. Okay. All right. Thank you. Yes, the Lady Sussex. The Lady Sussex is tomorrow too. Sunday is an embarrassment of riches. I love Sundays. All right, you guys. That's it. And I am going to cue the Ginger Avenger. And I will see you all tomorrow for show. I know it's a late night, Kim Coates. Good night, Claudia Blanco. Good night, Beverly McCaskill. Let me see. We'll be hearing all the content creators for the Duchess of Success later tomorrow. I have a graduation party to go to. Sleep well, no bad energy. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and no no pegging. Yes. I can see y'all in the messy mood tonight. Me too. Oh man. That's the sound heard all over Kensington Palace. Oh man, that's just tacky. Okay, okay. Um all right, I was gonna say something, but that's just crude even for me. All right, you guys, good night. Oh man, good night, you guys. Love you.